there are other ways to look at savings, like you said, investments, pension. For people that they believe they have a particular skill, but because of their many years in the civil service, they've not been nurturing that skill. Similarly, people that are not doing well,
Okay.
maybe they are what do you call them, artisans, or people that they have informal education,
Okay.
but they are working. They are CEOs in their own rank,
Exactly.
but nobody's seen them as such because of the formality. Because of the formality around them. But the truth is that these people, if you want to have a statistic, or people that right now, people that went to school, people that are educated, people that are formally educated, because informal education is still formal education.
Yeah.
People that are formally educated are people that are not in Nigeria right now, in local rural areas. You will discover that people that have informal education, which is where I come with this skill thing. People that have informal education have more assets than the people that have formal education.
Successful families are the backbones of a great and productive society. Welcome to the Happy Family Podcast. Yeah, we are one happy family and we are not faking it. God has helped us thus far and I believe He will do same for you. Before we get to meet with the family members, of course, firstly, I'm Tokumbo, fondly called Uncle Tokes, and we have our family members here, but we'd like you to know that you are in for a swell time. We'd like you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and we'd like you to like it, share, comment on it, and also click on the notification button or the notification bell so that you can be notified on the latest developments, proudly brought to you by Prowess Pictures Limited. Happy people! Happy family! Yeah! We will be going on a short break, and when we come back, we'll get to meet the family members. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's still the Happy Family Podcast. And straight up, without wasting much time, let's get to meet our family members. Then later on, we get to meet our guest and we get to know why we are here today. Yes, on my left-hand side, which is your right. Yes.
The only puppy in the house, okay, Papi Sam here. Samuel Adebowale. Well, you'd have this all time. Just come with us. Yeah.
All right. Our dearly beloved sister.
Sassy all the way.
This Sarah.
You dodged that bullet. That was for you.
Oh,
Okay.
I thought it was supposed to come like that.
Okay.
Oh, sorry,
Let us make it come that way.
Okay.
Yes, Sarah.
Okay, my name is Sarah, the number one sassy in the house.
Okay. Batra.
Welcome.
All right.
Okay. Charlie's Angel.
And
Egyptian queen.
Don't guide you.
Cleo.
Cleo.
Okay, you have here your happy girl, Cynthia. So please hold your money. We'll tell you how to save it, how to, arrange it, how to make it double, triple. That's why we are here for you.
spend it.
How to spend it.
Yes.
Hold your doubles for your money so that you spend it bananas.
Oh, God.
All right. It's great to be with you guys here once again.
Yes, sir.
I've been having a swell time. I think I'm getting happier by the day. And I'm also learning. Yes, we've been sharing, but in between we're hearing, one another, and you just realize, oh, I don't know that one.
Exactly.
And since when I was home last night, I was thinking of some of the things that I heard, and I'm like, man, I want to be a better husband. I want to be a better father. It's possible. You can get better. So let's hear your thoughts.
We can only get better, yeah? The goal is to improve and get better by the day. That's the goal actually. So whatever it is that we learn here or we talk about here, for me, it's me gleaning from everybody else, adding to what I have and improving. And I also expect that we'd all do the same thing, we get better. So that at least in 2 days from now, we are better than what we are today. Better husband, better wives. Me too, I've learned about Montessori like this. Montessori.
It's Montessori. This is Montessori.
Montessori. And it's good to learn actually. So that's for me.
Okay. All right. Anything from any quarter before we introduce our guest?
I think the thing is last night I saw myself gesticulating, throwing my hands like this, talking, and my girl was like, I said, sorry, I'm not talking to you. I'm actually everything we did today. She was like, were you in front of the camera? I said, yes.
Camera.
I was in front of the camera. So there's another one coming today. So the thing is that everything we do here, like he said, we are learning. When we get home before our bedtime, you find out that it all comes back to you, and you start picking them one after the other, and you're like, you are what? Like, I was totally floored yesterday. It was a lot.
So that's your daily personal therapy. Just before you go to bed, reflect on the whole day. Minus, subtract what you have done, what you need to do. Take mental note for, okay, I'll do this tomorrow. Thank you. So at least by the day you get better, you improve, and you can sleep better, because it makes you sleep better after you've gone through everything. Okay, so I'm done for today. What I've learned, then sleep just go.
Awesome,
Yes, for me, I've actually learned a lot. A whole lot, I must say. The knowledge we're getting from here is not going to go to waste at all. And I must also tell the viewers also, whatever it is, whatever episode you're watching, whatever matter the issues, the topics you're getting from us from here, I want you to take it into consideration, learn. No knowledge is a waste. I must tell you, I've learned a lot, and it's just gonna help me improve on my own personal life, my family. It's gonna make me a better woman, a better mother, better wife, because that's what we are here for. To better ourselves and to also pass the knowledge to you guys. So don't take it for granted, okay? We love you.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. Of course, we will be introducing our guest right now. This is an enigma, permit me to say. And he goes by the name of Aina Babajide. That's how he wants to be called. But of course, there is much more to this personality. He is a professional with a background in architecture, the CEO of J. Berg's Spec Limited, and that provides real estate solutions. And more importantly, they build, design, manage construction projects and help young Nigerians, in particular Nigeria, West Africa, and West Africa. They help young Nigerians create real estate portfolios and invest in real estate. Of course, we know real estate is a big deal. You're welcome, sir. Welcome to the highest podcast.
Good to have you here.
We can equally say this is a big fish.
Yeah.
We would love to hear from you, sir.
Yes.
You're welcome. Big fish. I don't know about big fish. So we're a young firm.
Okay.
Yeah. Of course, real estate is a big thing. It's a big deal. Real estate is old, but at the same time, it's still very much young. Because, like many people say, real estate is that singular investment that always grows, doesn't die over time. So really, if you're looking for a big fish, you can say real estate is a big fish.
All right. Okay. Real estate is a big fish.
Okay.
Amazingly, of course, I'll be telling us what the topic is all about. Of course, we had a tidbit coming from Sarah while she was introducing herself. I remember years back, I think maybe 24 years plus ago, a friend of mine was telling me that someone was telling him who was into real estate that that's the next big thing. That's over 24 years ago.
Wow.
And if you look at the trajectory over a period of time,
Honestly.
you realize that men, it has
is a big-
sustained a trajectory
A lot.
and it's still hot.
It's still on.
It's still hot. Men. So the topic before us here today is saving for the rainy days. Of course, the idea of saving over the years, my idea of saving over the years has changed. I remember then they say save. If you have this, save a certain percentage. But I realized that I have a different mindset to that. And that's what we'll be talking about. So let's start with our special guest. Yeah, what's your idea of saving? We'd love to hear from you.
You know, they say first is it health is wealth, right?
Yeah.
And they say you see this savings of a thing, when you say saving for rainy days, I would like to rephrase by saying maybe saving sustainably. Because is when you save for rainy days, as the topic says, is for the days that you really need the money, or you really need the resources. I want to believe savings as the word is not just about the money. Because we are saying saving for rainy days.
Okay, that's it's a slight perspective.
I want to believe it's about resources in general.
Okay.
Sure.
So for me, I have a wider perspective to this savings for rainy days,
Okay.
which is beyond money, for singles going into the after planning of the rainy days. Because
Let me ask this question.
Single should want
Okay.
actually watch out now. We're talking to the single now.
Okay.
I'm just bringing a perspective.
Oh,
A
okay.
perspective, all right.
Because let's do some people elderly as example. You know, we have some elderly people, particularly the civil servants.
Yeah.
You know, they work for so many years and at the end of the day, they retire. Some of them they don't even have a skill. You know, they went to school, they have a profession,
Yeah.
but they don't have a skill. I don't know how that works.
Just call my mother's name.
See what's up like that.
Most of them don't have, they don't have
Skill.
side also the
Job
skill.
ends.
Yeah.
It ends.
Yeah.
So it's all that this set of people they retire. Some of them they get which sum in terms of
Pension and gratuity.
Gratitude. Yeah. Then they now realize at that point that what to do, what is the next thing to do, and that is where the lack of skill now kicks in. And so if you want to tell such that have you saved for the rainy days, I think the skill now will not be the savings that has not been in place. Because at the end of the day, you now realize that some of these people, the ends of their lives, they enjoy because they eat, they wake up, they eat, the money is enough to feed. But
For some,
for many,
or for many. Okay.
so the money is enough to feed. But the way the lifestyle before the retirement cannot be maintained, cannot be sustained.
Okay.
So in that regard, I want to believe that person has not saved for during this, because the savings that cannot be the savings is not sustainable,
Okay.
because the lifestyle now cannot be maintained.
Okay.
I believe that the reason that was our parents' generation. Not entirely, but majorly. The mindset was go to school, get a job. My father kept on hammering on get a degree. And today, Gen Zs, I call them Gen Zs, they came and they shook the table. And now the people who are saying get a degree, they are looking like, and everything has changed. So you are talking about skills now. What are we looking at? in regards to that? Because this topic is tilted towards savings, pensions, investments, so on and so forth. So, what are we looking at in that perspective?
In terms of skill.
Yeah, because you mentioned skill, which is vital in terms of saving for a rainy day, something you can fall back on that you can say is tangible. Yes.
Okay, mentioning skill was just like I said, a perspective.
Okay.
There are other ways to look at savings, like you said, investments, pension, insurance, all of those. So but when we are looking at skill as a means of savings, it's basically the skill has to go with for my belief, for a skill to be very practicable to the person that owns the skill. It has to come out from a kind of hobby. So learning a skill has to do with something that you really love. Because I want to really that is the point, the pivotal point where it tilts towards gain for the owner of the skill.
Okay.
Because if you are not passionate about a thing, you are not liable to get the most because of that thing. Because there's always the testing period for in life. There's a testing period where in whatever we do, we get tested, we want to get tired. But that point where you are engaged in something that gives you joy, you
irrespective of what is happening,
yes,
you can just keep on going.
You tend to go the extra mile rather than somebody that was borrowed or was forced to get started.
You're saying that it's okay to gain proficiency in what you love to do. That's a skill. You become very good at it. It becomes easy for you to do.
Yes.
So you love architecture.
Yes, personally.
I agree with him. Like for myself, I love interior design. I love decoration. Currently I'm doing craft, classroom decoration. I'm very good at that. But the thing is, I want to upgrade it. But I see myself not going into that. I want to go into tech actually because I'm still young. I'm still vibrant. I still have that thing. I love interior design and classroom decoration, and I'm good at that. But I really want to go into tech because I see myself still young. I still have that time to do all those ones. And then when it's time for retirement, I still want to fall back to my hobby, to that thing I love doing with my hands, to interior design. So maybe practically when I'm 60 years, 50 something, I want to go into interior design full time. I want to drop the computer, abandon it, dash it to the grandchildren if they are available, and then go into the things I love doing. So just like he said, having a profession, I think skill comes into it for people that are interested in it. Everybody will not have skill. Trust me, it's not everybody that will have skill. Other people have things going for them. Some people go into real estate. During retirement, you see them going to real estate.
Is that a skill? Real estate?
It's not a skill. I said everybody will not have skill.
No, I wanted to get perspective in that regard. Maybe it terms that as a skill.
As a skill.
Would you term what you're doing as a skill?
Real estate in itself is not a skill.
It's not a skill, okay.
But there are skills required.
In real estate.
Okay.
Exactly. So that's practically what he's saying. Skill comes in after retirement. That skill becomes what you have saved for the rainy day, even before the rain. And I think before that time, you should fine tune it. You should be there already. You don't have to wait for retirement to furnish it. You should be there already so that even before retirement, you put plans already in place to dive into it. That's
how do people say for a rainy day in an economy like Nigeria, West Africa, where what is coming in for several people can only put food on the table and nothing more. I mean, the foods that were termed foods for the poor are no longer foods for the poor. Foods like, for those watching out of Africa, Gary, which we call
Gary saves life. They'll tell you.
And the likes of me, I eat pomo a lot. Pomo is not cheap.
It's not.
That's hide. That's what
the animals.
Cow hide.
Yes, hide.
It's not cheap. So how do people save now? I mean, somebody is earning minimum wage in Nigeria, 70,000 naira.
Yes.
How do you save for a rainy day now?
It's so bad to the extent that bandla fish, I ate it. Back then, I don't like it. But you know now.
Then got no choice.
You know now. Look at me like, what? I'm like, babe, you have to eat. Because back then, it wasn't something that we liked. It was as cheap as 100 naira, 200 naira kilo.
120.
Sorry, so you don't like it because it's cheap?
No,
It was cheap.
no, I'm not saying I don't like it because I don't just like the fish.
Wasn't your kind of fish.
It wasn't my kind of fish.
It's not my kind of fish.
It wasn't my kind of fish.
Yeah.
It's not part of
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Now it has become a national favorite food for everybody in Nigeria, and it's expensive.
Why?
A kilo of bandla fish now is like 2,500. From 120 to 200. So it's just showing you that. Now, okay, you brought the question, how do you save?
In such a situation, Mr. Aina Babajide, how do you save?
How do we
So
save?
actually, to be safe that way.
When something you used to buy 127.25 and you take this, most of the times you go into the market with 30,000 naira. Oh, and you want to buy this, and then you finish buying, and you're like,
They stole my money.
you open your bag and you look at your bag.
They stole your money.
What did you buy?
I'm beginning to think that Mr. Aina
So
Babajide
how do you save?
will be looking at it from an entrepreneurial
Perspective.
Perspective.
I don't know. I'm
But me,
just
I'm not asking you a question. No, ever
Before I
before.
ask the question,
Do you want to
did
get
you
that?
ever work for anyone
Yes.
prior to establishing your organization?
Not really.
I worked for a year.
You worked
Yeah.
for 1 year before you floated yours. It must be
No, I've been working freelance.
freelance
So I worked salaried job for a year.
for just 1 year. Then you did freelance at your own convenience.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
I was going to say that.
So,
In saving now, I'm just asking, do we save in naira or in dollars?
Wow.
Saving in naira. At the moment.
If you can save in dollars, I bet.
That's okay.
Are you telling us to take naira to the market and buy dollars? I mean, you're being paid in naira. So how do we now save in dollars?
actually, I think it's worth
It's worth it.
considering.
Yes.
Because it's not funny.
actually worth
It's actually not
considering.
funny.
You know, my wife was speaking to me sometimes back, and I was like, she said, I will save this. I said, saving in naira. Because it looks as if it doesn't make it.
Because if you look at the word savings,
Saving.
for rainy day, it's actually setting money apart for something, right?
The thing with
Yes.
savings that no matter how small, you have to still save. That's the reality about saving. When you are talking about the monetary part of it, you know, we have looked at it from other perspectives. We have mentioned skill. There are other perspectives to savings,
Okay.
which also investments. We are talking about the money. No matter how do I put it, how small
Yes.
your income is, you're supposed to save. I'll give an example. When I was in school, my dad, of course, used to send money. When I first entered school, they gave us a brochure. They told us how much our parents were expected to give us. When I saw them, I was like, I was happy because so, but my dad, he didn't read it, so he just gave me, I think, 15,000 or so. Then he went.
As opposed to how much?
I'm broke. I think there was 80,000 that was there.
80,000.
So he gave me 15,000, but he didn't read it, but I read it.
Sorry, you said 2013.
You know,
You graduated.
I think that was 20,000. Year 2000.
Year 2000.
What to covenant now? Private school.
2000. 80,000 naira.
Yes.
Pocket money.
Yes, sir.
No, that is not where I'm going to.
Because I'm doing the math in my head.
That's not where I'm going to. The way I'm actually going to is he gave me 15,000 and left. But that doesn't really start home. So after a while, because I went to boarding house. I've always been going to Wales all my life. Right from nursery school, boarding house. So I was already used to pocket money. But in school, in our institution, that 15,000, even though it looked big at the time it gave me, but after a while, I realized that because they're not cooking, you just have to use the money. So as I got hungry, I used to call my mom. She would tell me, don't worry, I'll send money today, I'll send money today. The next day, she told me, the customers are too many, don't worry, today. So today. But the money I was even using to call, finished. So I was hungry for like, I think 3 days I was fasting.
Wow.
I didn't want to fast. But I realized that,
Fasting.
that was when I realized that when you are hungry, hunger has a spirit, which is very close to the Holy Spirit is one here, but hunger is like number two. Because I used to see
Makes you
things,
think.
I used to hear far,
Yes.
I used to smell the car food
Oh my gosh.
from my bed and all of that. So then one day my mom just called my dad, let's go and see this boy. So they came. I just said my name. Aina Babajide, who is calling me? Year one now, so I didn't have girlfriend, so and I didn't have anybody relatives in the school. So I went downstairs. I saw them. What happened? Yes. So their mind was with me like something's wrong. So that's I've been calling you now. You didn't know. So they brought food. I couldn't eat because I was already. So my dad was like, is that no? I didn't know people on the field. So people on the field now they're playing football. Like, you mean that I'm on
Strength.
do you know these people are beating? And in the car, when you buy food, you buy water or juice or something like that. So why I'm going with the story is after that period, anytime I now get anytime I get low on cash, I now go to the field as thinking about my dad's advice. So I go to the field, I try to play. So I discover that I'm less hungry when I'm outside. So the little that I was getting, I was now a friend of my elderly was in that location of the school.
Okay.
So he called me that they are doing one ajo.
You know how to talk about this, okay?
So I said they are doing one ajo. So that's how I use it. He said I can join them with that is per week or something like that. So he called me and I was like, there's this treat, this ajo contribution weekly. So I was like, where am I supposed to be getting money for contribution? Well, like, it's weekly now that when I have the money, I just send it to my elder. That's okay. So I started sending the money to him. So sometimes I send like 2 weeks with the idea that maybe there's a week that I will have the money. So I started sending the money to him. So sometimes I may have money, I'll send it like 3 weeks. So I discovered that is when I go out, like I stroll, it helps. It helps not to be hungry. I don't know. I think my dad was right actually at the end of the day. So that my friend, even he used to use my own money, like the one I was sent in advance, to cover for his own job. Because
The person who talked you into the account.
yes, there was a day he called me that I should send money. I was like, the one I sent, if I'm correct, I think even next week it should still cover. So I will not let him that I use my money to cover for his own the last week. Okay, I said I think it was 3,000 if I remember correctly. So I sent that particular deal. So he paid for the one. He adjusted everything. So the idea went and I was supposed to take last because I didn't need the money. I wasn't. So where I'm going with this is Dangote.
Did you shop at your job?
I
was actually, I'm waiting for that because like I actually I'm like I'm waiting for that job.
That's what I was expecting. That job, what did you?
yeah.
So we can know how to deal with whoever needs dealt with.
With now.
The point I'm trying to make is even when there's seemingly little,
You can still say
you can still save because that little that I was saving at the end of the day, an opportunity came up, and during real estate today, I think it was the kind of genesis of it.
That was the genesis of the idea. The three you put together.
Because I did architecture. Yes,
So you didn't lose that money.
I didn't.
Because that's what I thought was going to happen.
A lot of people.
We were all afraid on your behalf.
I'll find out.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.